Let's hit some anytime goal scorers as well as safe shots on goal for some of these goalies. Give me both teams to score in the first period. That's coming in at plus 185 compared to the over 1.5 that is at minus 120. Okay, you guys ready? Let's make some freaking money. It's time for Puck It with Joe. Hey, what's up, everyone? Jo Madden here. It's time for Puck It with Joe over here on YouTube. Starting a little bit later, lots of stuff going on today. So I'm happy to see you guys here. Kev, seen you jump in another win with Utah puck line. Yeah, we got that. And that was an absolute sweat. We saw the Buffalo Sabres go up fast. They were up by 2. I thought that game was dead in the water. And then we saw Utah come out winning at 5-2. It was a great game out there. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get the Philadelphia Flyers yesterday as Edmonton. Oh, they won it in overtime. It looked like the Flyers had won it with 26 seconds left on the clock, or 28 seconds. It was right in there. The Flyers scored a goal. It was called back because it was offside. You guys, the frustration. I was watching with my mom. And the frustration out there for me because I like the Flyers was there. So let's make some freaking money. Matt, good to see you here today. Happy Thursday. Hard to believe it's already Thursday, right? Loaded day out there on the ice. Let's make some freaking money, you guys. We're going to jump into, firstly, I want to go over a couple of games where I'm going, what the heck are the books thinking? While in the NFL, I'm thinking a lot of favorites are going to come up high in week 12. I'm looking here at today's slate on the ice that the dogs are really barking, you guys. I'm looking at this, and you've got Boston coming in. They've won their last 7. How are they not the favorite coming into Ottawa? They just beat Ottawa back on November 6th. So I think Boston is live. I also look at Montreal. Yes, Dallas has won their last, 3 games, last 6 in Montreal. I think Montreal is live to get the win at home tonight. Slight dog in that one. I think the Washington Capitals can go into Florida and get the win. I think the Columbus Blue Jackets can take down the Edmonton Oilers. We saw Edmonton win that in a 5-4 battle the last time, but I think Columbus at home is a nice look. I think the dogs are barking, especially with the Sharks. The San Jose Sharks, yes, Calgary has had the upper hand of these matchups, winning the last 6, but how can you step in front of this Sharks team? They've won their last 4. Then we look at the Buffalo Sabres here versus the Colorado Avalanche. It's not a dog that I think is barking, but I think we can play on their team total. I think they're going to be able to score in this one on Mackenzie Blackwood. And then Vegas, will they lose another? Well, the Isles at the price we're getting them at, why wouldn't we jump? Now, Seattle, it's a team that I don't have a lot of faith in. I think the Jets do dominate that one. So I had to get that out, you guys. Let me know which dog out there on the ice you think is barking tonight, where you're going to go with those dogs. I think tonight would be a perfect night to round robin these dogs out there on the ice because I really do think we're going to see these dogs bark. So the Anaheim Ducks, another one of those. You're liking 3 dogs on the slate. Let me know which dogs. So I want to make sure we're all getting in on these bets. If you can convince me why one of these dogs should be getting the win, but I've already taken all of those dogs that I stated. We'll jump into the first game, the Anaheim Ducks versus the Detroit Red Wings. Now you look at this Ducks team, they're 8-2 in their last 10. Another team that has been playing so strong. So current odds on the Ducks right now, they are plus 118. I can't say no, you guys, versus the Detroit Red Wings. And I love what we've seen out of this Red Wings too. I think probably the best bet in this one, 4-3 style game. Take this one over the total of 6.5. Your goaltending matchup is Peter Mrazek versus John Gibson. Both of these goaltenders have been allowing these goals to come in. We know the defensive lapses that do come out between both of these teams. So give me the over 6.5 in this one. Give me the Anaheim Ducks at plus 118. Definitely worth a shot for them to get something going out there. I'm looking for a strong performance out of Leo Carlsson again. You look at Leo Carlsson, he's scored at least 1 goal in each of the Ducks' last 4 games. He's plus 180 to get a goal tonight. Why the heck not? Why wouldn't we take Leo Carlsson in this one? Now, the Red Wings team does have the firepower out there, and I do think they're going to answer back. So that's why I got to look at the over 6.5. This Ducks team has been so fast out there on the ice, and I do think they bring that speed and youth, but we know the Red Wings can bring that speed as well. So the over 6.5 and the over 1.5 in the first period makes so much sense for me. As for goal scorers, like I said, Leo Carlsson coming in, his odds have actually gone up. We're currently now getting him at plus 200. Alex DeBrincat at plus 150 and Dylan Larkin at plus 150 as well. For the Red Wings, I think they are a go-to. They're a must. Lucas Raymond, though, I really like him. So 4-3 style game, one where the Ducks have every ability to get the win. Look at Leo Carlsson for the anytime goal. And then probably Dylan Larkin and DeBrincat play around with their player point parlays. I do think it's a solid day for this game for us to get those goals. Mo, it is good to see you here today. Yes, player point recap at the end of the show, like always. Yeah, the Red Wings have 4 days rest. Rest versus rust is my question mark when they get back out on the ice. I think the Ducks will come out firing. They're going to be so fast in that first period, maybe net 2 goals themselves in the first, and then we will see the settle down of the Ducks. The Red Wings be able to fire back after some quick goals, and then we're going to nicely cruise over this total. I just don't see the defense coming to play in this one. When we move on to the next game, this is a game where we could see defense. Toronto's going to need to give the protection to their backup goaltender, Hillaby, in this game. He's got a 3.75 goals against average and a 909 save percentage. Toronto off 2 losses to Boston. This team needs to get things back on track. The LA Kings with Darcy Kemper between the pipes should be able to get the win here in Toronto. They're a minus 134 favorite, though, you guys. They are juicy on that money line. I'm expecting the Kings to be able to lock down on the defensive side of things. But that being said, it's really hard to lock down the Toronto Maple Leafs with all their goal scorers. You guys know that I really like Matthew Knies out there. I do think Matthew Knies is impactful in this one for the Toronto Maple Leafs tonight. Now we look at the LA Kings. Byfield's really been making an impact as of late. I'd look at Quinton Byfield as well, plus 260. As for the goaltenders, it has to be Darcy Kemper, where I'm going to have faith in. I do think the LA Kings do a solid job at locking down their opponent's ability to get those shots. But if the LA Kings are to win, it's because Darcy Kemper can go over 22.5 save shots on goal. That is my favorite bet of this game. Darcy Kemper over 22.5 save shots on goal. We're going to move on to the next one, the Dallas Stars versus the Montreal Canadiens. Casey DeSmith in between the pipes here. For Dallas, Montreal started Josh Dobbs. Now, Dobbs has been fantastic. Loving what we're seeing out of him. He has a 2.25 goals against average and a 920 save percentage. 6-0-1 on the season. And I do think he can steal a win here. And he's going to have to play to his best because we got a Dallas Stars team rolling in so freaking hot. They've won their last 3 overtime win Tuesday versus the Ottawa Senators. Now, they've won their last 6 games coming into Montreal as well. And you got Montreal lost to the Kings at home 5-1. They just didn't step up in that game like we needed them to. And I do think in this one, they're going to have that bounce back performance, get back in that win column. I've got Montreal winning this 4-3. So looking at that total in this game, you got total 5.5. I'll gladly take that to the over. I'd even ult it over 6.5. We know the Dallas Stars will put up their share of goals. I'm counting on 2-3 from them, which gives us over the 6.5 because I do think Montreal gets to the number 4. So 4 goals for Montreal. I know Josh Dobbs has been great, but you look at the offensive firepower here of the Dallas Stars, and if Montreal allows them on the power play, you're going to see conversion. So I would look 4-3 for the Montreal Canadiens in this one. Next, we got the Boston Bruins taking on the Ottawa Senators, and I'm confused, like honestly confused. Why is Boston a plus 132 underdog in this matchup? They just won this matchup. They are rolling so freaking hot. We have the Ottawa Senators not with Allmark between the pipes. Got a backup goaltender here. We got a total of a 6.5. It is minus 134 to the under. Plus 110 to the over. You look at the Boston Bruins, they've won their last 7. They have Corpusalo between the pipes. They won on November 6th, 3-2. I do think we open up a little bit more and see some more goals. We've seen Boston really been getting a lot of goals on the board. They won both of the matchups over Toronto 5-3. Now, if you think maybe this is a low spot after beating the Toronto Maple Leafs 5-3 in 2 games, and then with another original 6 grouping or team on board with Montreal on Saturday, yeah, it could be a letdown, but I don't see it being that way with a backup goaltender in for Ottawa. I think we're going to see the Boston Bruins be able to score those goals. Morgan Geekie, David Pastrnak would be your goal scorers. I'm looking for them to go over their team total in this one. Give me the Boston Bruins team total over 3.5. Grab that great plus money. I just don't see Ottawa's lack of defense here. Their issues in transition, in the neutral zone being something that's changed. They're off that loss to the Stars, and I think in this one, no matter what, win or lose here, if it is a flat spot for Boston, I don't think it's a flat spot for their offense. Morgan Geekie and David Pasta to keep rolling. 2+ points for both of them, I think, is a great way to go. Yeah, Boston, the Sharks, and the Ducks all day long, Kev. I think they come out so strong. You guys parlay those three together. Put them into a parlay. Let me know what that is giving us back. Boston, Sharks, and Ducks. Do a round robin. Let me know what the round robin pays out as well, because I think it's a good day to look at the dogs to bark. The Washington Capitals and the Florida Panthers, another situation where I think we got dogs barking here with the Washington Capitals. So current lines, we are seeing the Washington Capitals sitting at, let me just find them here, you guys. So many games on deck. The Washington Capitals, if I can find it, are a -102. So the lines have adjusted. -118 here for the Florida Panthers. You were getting plus money earlier in the day on the Capitals. Total 5.5 in this one. Basically, -114 to the over, -110 to the under. Logan Thompson between the pipes is the difference maker here for this game. It's Tarasov on the other side for Florida. Now we know Florida has a strong defense. They lock their opponent's abilities to get those high danger shots, to get those second scoring, not allowing a lot of shots, but so does Washington. And with the Washington's goaltender, Logan Thompson, he's got a 1.56 goals against average and a .935 save percentage. I just don't see Florida being able to get the win. Now they're off a road win versus the Vegas Golden Knights. They got that 3-2 win. First game at home, 2-2 on the road. So not a great road record. My problem here is coming off that road trip. They've got the Tampa Bay Lightning on deck on Saturday. Battle of the Atlantic. These guys are sitting so tight in the Atlantic right now. I think the Capitals can roll in and pull off the upset. They're coming off a win on Tuesday versus the Carolina Hurricanes, 4-1. Last of 4 games out there on the road. They are home Saturday versus the New Jersey Devils. That could be a letdown spot, but that is a battle of the Metro. So you got to be careful there as well with them looking ahead to the Metro. But I just don't see it. I really think with both of these teams looking ahead, I know Florida has home ice advantage, but you're looking at the injuries still for this team. I'm going to look at the Capitals. I'll take the plus money on the money line. I'm also going to look at this first period. I'm going to hold my freaking breath. Under 1.5 and the game under 5.5. The Washington Capitals swept this series last year, winning all 3 of the games. I'm going to take Ovi for the anytime goal. He is due to give me that anytime goal. Tom Wilson leads this team in goals with 9 goals and 16 points. Dylan Strome has 10 assists. And when you look at the Florida Panthers, if you really want to take someone here, I would look at Lundell. He's been so solid at getting those assists. We know Brad's got a couple goals as of late as well. All of those dogs together are plus 113. I love it, Kev. So those dogs, you guys, if you're just joining the show, the Boston Bruins, the San Jose Sharks, and the Anaheim Ducks parlayed together at plus 1113, not 113, plus 1113. Take them all separately, round robin them, parlay them. I think these dogs definitely are barking, quacking, whatever noise a shark makes. And what does a Bruin make? I don't know. But I think even if you look at them on the puck line plus 1.5, I think it's going to be a really interesting matchup there. Charles rolling with the Columbus Blue Jackets, laying 1.5. I freaking love it. You're fading the Edmonton Oilers. Absolutely love it. We're going to jump into that game right now. And then you're looking at laying 1.5 with the Kings. That's coming in at plus 155 together. Gotta love where you're going with that one. The Irish King, Montreal, Washington, Boston, San Jose, a 4-pace dog. I'm not in disagreement with any of it. I think the dog's absolutely going to come out and destroy. If it's the favorites, man, I'm going to be rethinking what I'm liking in week 11 here in the NFL, because I think these are week 11 favorites. They got to come out and win. We're going to see Thursday night football tonight, but I think the dogs are absolutely barking on the ice. Let's look at the Edmonton Oilers. We talked Stuart Skinner was between the pipes last night in that game for the Philadelphia against the Flyers. Pickard will be in between the pipes tonight. Now he's a weaker goaltender than Stuart Skinner. I still don't understand why they haven't picked up a solid goaltender out there. Coming off overtime versus the Flyers last night, you expect Edmonton to come out with a bang. They did win the last matchup 5-4, and I could see them coming out strong to start this one, getting those goals on Jet Greaves, but I think Columbus fights their way back. I'm going to look at the Columbus Blue Jackets straight up on the money line. Now, they were plus money earlier in the day. The Columbus Blue Jackets are now coming in at -122. Edmonton has moved to that dog roll. And I understand why the Columbus Blue Jackets should be able to get things done. This total of 6.5. I don't trust goaltending on either side to keep the puck out of the back of the net. We know Edmonton's so explosive on that power play. And if Columbus makes those mistakes, we will see Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid, that 2-1 punch on the power play, be able to convert. I'd look at Leon Draisaitl for the power play point if you want to go there. But I think Columbus here on home ice can absolutely get it done. Now, when we're looking at the Columbus Blue Jackets for those goals, Marchenko, Adam Fantilli is where I would go. You could go further down the list. You could look here at Andrew Mangiapane is there for the Oilers. I am looking for one player that I am drawing a blank on his name, and I'm trying to find Miles Wood. I think Miles Wood is someone sneaky to look at tonight. He's coming in at +550 for that anytime goal. We did get Jake Wallman in that last game out, not the one versus the Flyers, but the game prior. Jake Wallman for the goal tonight is +850. He's been pretty sneaky out there on the ice. The books aren't catching up to it. So Jake Wallman for a point tonight, I would look at as well, you guys. Yeah, Blue Jackets could score first. Absolutely. Yeah, and 4 or 5 dogs, if we're hitting 4 or 5 of these dogs out there on the board, is going to be a freaking good day. It's a good day when you like the dogs barking on the ice and it comes through. Let's move on to the San Jose Sharks and the Calgary Flames. Like I said, the San Jose Sharks, why? Why the heck are they the underdog? You throw everything you know about these teams in the past out the window. We've got the San Jose Sharks sitting 4th in the Pacific. The Calgary Flames are 8th. Calgary is at the bottom of the barrel. And you guys, this is my team. They're -170 on the money line. They're laying 1.5 on the puck line at +148. +140 for the San Jose Sharks. That's where my money has to go. I think the Sharks win this 4-3. Now, Calgary has had that domination versus the San Jose Sharks, winning the last 6, but this isn't the same Calgary team that we've seen. They've lost the last 3. Tuesday, 3-2 loss to the St. Louis Blues. They got Winnipeg on deck on Saturday. Now, when we look at the Sharks, they've won their last 4. Overtime win versus Wild on Tuesday. They're at the Kraken on Saturday. They're doing this Pacific tour. I just don't trust Calgary. Calgary has the worst power play in the league, 11.5%. We have the Sharks allowing those shots to come in, though. This should be that high-scoring game. It's the defensive issues on both sides. Calgary wants to play a low-scoring defensive game because offensively, they can't keep up. They're only averaging 2 goals per game, worst in the league. So they've got not only the worst power play in the league, but the worst ability to score in the league. And they're still a -170 favorite. The world has gone crazy, you guys. I'm taking the Sharks all day. I'm going to look for Macklin Celebrini to continue to roll hot. Now, Nazem Kadri should step up on the other side. You know Calgary wants to answer back, but Macklin Celebrini is just straight fire. I wish I was at the game tonight. I'm disappointed I'm not going to be. I'll be at the Saturday game versus the Winnipeg Jets, but you have Will Smith out here as well for the Sharks, and he scored 4 of the last 5 games versus Western Conference opponents. He's been on fire. So look at Nazem Kadri for Calgary, but then Will Smith, Macklin Celebrini. 2+ points for each of them, or just Macklin Celebrini for the goal. Should be absolute fire. You're leaning on the Chicago or the Columbus Blue Jackets. Got my words mixed up to score first. I like where you're going. Yeah, Sully for the anytime goal. It's going to be a good one. Okay. The Buffalo Sabres taking on the Colorado Avalanche. Biggest favorite of the day is Colorado. Could we get the biggest upset? Well, the Buffalo Sabres, off another loss last night, are a +300 underdog, and I would love to take them here. I would love to see them get the win. Can they cover the puck line? +1.5 is +126. I don't know, you guys. This team is absolutely struggling out there. They took a lead last night and couldn't hold on to it. We do have a total of 6.5, -112 to the over. Buffalo's power play is its strength. So if it's able to draw those penalties and send the Colorado Avalanche to the box, we could see them being able to capitalize in that direction. But you look at Colorado, you look at all their top players and how strong they are out there on the ice. And it's not just Nathan McKinnon and Cale Makar, right? Like you've got so much depth. Now, Valerie Nichushkin is out of this lineup, which is a hole, but with the depth of this lineup, they should be fine. The problem here with the Buffalo Sabres is their ability for their defense in transition. They're not able to move in and out of zones nicely, and that defense is collapsing. They lost their last 4 last night, second night of a back-to-back, lost their last 9 road games. I'd love to say they can come out and get the win. I do think they score, though. Mackenzie Blackwood has a 3.41 goals against average and 875 save percentage. And I think Colorado is forced into a high pace, higher scoring game than they really want to. They won their last 4. They beat the Ducks 4-1 on Tuesday. And I think they kind of come into this one knowing they already beat the Sabres on October 13th. 3-1. So I think they come in kind of lackadaisical in this one, thinking the Sabres can't do much, and the Sabres get 3 goals. But Colorado, 5? Yeah, Colorado's probably going to get 5 goals. The problem with laying that puck line with the Colorado Avalanche is minus 154. It is out of the range where I'm willing to bet. I'd look at the Sabres team total over 2.5. If they get those 3 goals on Mackenzie Blackwood, it's plus 122. Alex Tuch has been great. Tage Thompson has been great. Those are your playmakers out there for the Sabres. Langosov, Nathan McKinnon, Cale Makar, so many playmakers out there for Colorado. Like I said, if you just want to take Colorado's team total over their number, you're still going to have to lay juice over the 3.5. I expect them to get 5 goals. I expect this to be a 5-3 win for Colorado. So wherever you guys want to go with that, you got to go Will Smith anytime goal. That is for sure. Macklin, Celebrini, and Smith 2 points each, plus 600. Hall is straight fire. You know I love that plus 600. You had me at plus money right away out of the gate. Yeah, I like it too. I like it a lot, Hall. Celebrini and Will Smith, both from the San Jose Sharks, 2+ points. We know Justin Wolf has struggled between the pipes. Calgary's defense will want to lock down, but it's going to be brutal. Okay. The New York Islanders and the Vegas Golden Knights are the Isles barking too. Well, Sorokin between the pipes has a 2.90 goals against average and an 898 save percentage. We got Smith between the pipes here for Vegas. Now, looking at Vegas, they are the favorite coming into this one. They're minus 184. The New York Islanders are plus 152, total of 6.5. The 6.5 juice to the under at minus 128. You look at the Vegas Golden Knights, they've lost their last 3, Monday 3-2 versus the Panthers. They've got a road trip on Saturday and Sunday back-to-back out on the road. St. Louis Blues and Minnesota Wild. I know that this team has home ice advantage. It's the Vegas Golden Knights strong at home. They're dealing with so many injuries to their forwards as well as goaltending issues. I can't take the Vegas Golden Knights to come out and get a win here, even on home ice, even though they've lost the last 3. I'm expecting them to get out on the road and really turn things around. But this is game 3 of 7 on the road for the Isles, and they've won their last 2. They won Monday in OT versus the Devils 3-2. If they can beat the Devils, they can beat the Vegas team right now in this form. I'm getting too much plus money on the Isles that I can't say no at plus 152. With how Bo Horvat's being playing, I've absolutely got to take a shot on them. Now, I do love what we're seeing out of Mitch Marner on the other side for the Vegas Golden Knights. He's on a 3-game point streak, even though they've taken these losses. So look for him to continue to play nice and strong, get us a point, but I'm going to roll with Bo Horvat for the goal for the Isles and the Isles to get the upset win at plus 154. Now, I'm going to stay off this total. I do think Sorokin can stand tall. I think Smith, though, struggles in this one. And last but not least, you guys, we have the Winnipeg Jets. Big Bo time. You got to love Bo time. Let's go, Bo Horvat. The Winnipeg Jets, lastly, are up versus the Seattle Kraken. This is a 10 p.m. Eastern matchup. Now, in this one, we are seeing the Winnipeg Jets rolling in as a minus 146 favorite. Kind of concerns me they're not more of a favorite. Why aren't they a minus 180, minus 200 favorite over the Seattle Kraken? Total sitting at 5.5. Now, the 5.5 is 124 to the over. And I do think we're going to see one of these teams score and the other one not. Connor Hellebuck, I trust between the pipes, and I know he's had some not so great games, but I can't trust Grubauer. Grubauer has a 2.48 goals against average and 875 save percentage. You look at the playmakers here. for the Winnipeg Jets and look for them to be able to come out on fire. They're off the win versus Vancouver on Wednesday, 5-3. They're at Calgary on Saturday. It is game 5 of a 6-game road trip, but I don't think it slows down their offense out here. Give me the Jets team total over 3.5. We're going to get that at plus 128. I will be shocked if they don't get 4 or 5 goals in this one. I do think they come out strong in the first period as well. The Winnipeg Jets first period puck line laying a half goal is going to get you great plus 152 money as well. We've seen the Vancouver Canucks lose their last 5 first period. The Seattle Kraken lose their last 5 first periods as a dog. So I just don't see this team being able to play strong enough versus the firepower, the offensive abilities of the Winnipeg Jets. They move it so nicely through that neutral zone, and they're able to get on those rushes. And when they face Grubauer, when they get away in the rush situation, they're going to be able to score on him. So give me the Winnipeg Jets in a big one. We have seen the Seattle Kraken cover the puck line in their last 6 as a dog, but I'm not buying into this team. So I got to go there. You guys, I think it's going to be an exciting game between those two. Now, a couple of things to note out here, a couple of trends for you guys before we get into the recap. We have seen the LA Kings win their last 4 on the road. So if you think they can get the win over Toronto, the trend is backing that up. The Edmonton Oilers have covered the puck line as an underdog on the second night of back-to-back in their last 4. So while I think Columbus wins, I wouldn't fade them or fade Edmonton on the puck line. The problem is it's just too juicy. The Kraken losing that first period in their last 4 as a dog. We've also seen the Capitals lose that first period, but we're looking at the Capitals game under 1.5 in the first period. So we're fine with that. Vegas, even when they have got wins, they've struggled to cover those puck lines, losing on the puck line in their last 5. So it's going to be an interesting one out there for all of these teams, you guys. I really think the dogs are barking. Let me know which dogs you have barking the most. Cole Perfetti for the anytime goal, Charles. Plus 500. I do like it for sure. And yeah, if you guys can hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit that notification button, hit all of the buttons over here on YouTube, I would greatly appreciate it. So, and if you're watching over on Instagram, like I see so many of you guys watching, it's really hard to interact over here on Instagram. But if you do come over to YouTube, we do run live. We try to go 1 p.m. Eastern on the daily, but obligations across the board with everything that I'm doing here, it just makes it hard. So you guys, thank you for being here that are on Instagram and watching on X. I see all those comments on Instagram, but I'm watching the comments on YouTube. So do make sure you jump on over. But giving you guys a shout out who are watching there. So let's jump back into the recap, you guys. It's going to be a great day. I feel like we sped through that so fast. I feel like I can still breathe, though. There's a ton left on my plate today, and that's why we are flying. The Anaheim Ducks versus the Detroit Red Wings. Give me the 6.5 to the over. Give me the Ducks. I think they're quacking, but a higher scoring game. Best bet is that over. The LA Kings and Toronto, you guys. I'm going to have to really go back. I'm going back and forth in this one. It does come down to goaltending. It is Kemper over his save shots on goal over that 22.5. I think Kemper wins this one for the LA Kings. We've seen the LA Kings play strong on the road as well. I just don't trust Toronto right now. So I think the LA Kings win this. It's because of Darcy Kemper. My best bet is his save shots. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get to the window straight up with the Kings on that money line at minus 110. It's still a solid price. I wanted some plus money because going against Toronto at home sometimes is hard. The Dallas Stars versus the Montreal Canadiens. Give me the Montreal Canadiens to win this one. I'll grab them there on the money line. 4-3 style win. The Boston Bruins, I think, are barking. Give me the Boston Bruins to keep rolling hot. Straight up on the money line for that plus money over the Ottawa Senators. Morgan Geeky, David Pastrnak, both for 2+ points. The Washington Capitals versus the Florida Panthers. I think the Caps get it done. Give me the Capitals on the money line. The first period under 1.5 and the game under 5.5. The Edmonton Oilers and the Columbus Blue Jackets. Give me the Columbus Blue Jackets. The money has moved them from a plus money dog to the favorite here at home, but I think they get the win here. We've got Calvin Pickard in between the pipes for Edmonton, and I don't trust him. This is probably a higher scoring game, though. Over 1.5 in the first period. Both teams to score in the first period. Looks like straight money in this game. And before I forget, between the Capitals and the Florida Panthers, I do have Ovi for the anytime goal. The San Jose Sharks and the Calgary Flames. Give me the Sharks to win this 4-3. Macklin, Celebrini, Will Smith, 2+ points for each. Nazem Kadri to answer back for the Calgary Flames with the goal. The Buffalo Sabres versus the Colorado Avalanche. Give me the Sabres team total over 2.5 at +122. I think the Avs kind of overlooked them on the defensive side of things and goaltending side of things tonight. We see 3 goals, but ultimately the Avs win and cover that puck line. The puck line's just too juicy. I think this is a 5-3 win for Colorado. Nathan MacKinnon, you got to sign up for Nathan MacKinnon for 2+ points again. The New York Islanders and the Vegas Golden Knights. Give me the Isles. I think they're barking to get the upset win, +154. I don't trust Vegas right now. Too many injuries on the defensive side. Of things and their issues with goaltending. And then the Winnipeg Jets and the Seattle Kraken. Give me the Jets team total over 3.5. So you can't find his props. He's probably not playing then. I'm going to have to look at that one for sure. Yeah, we're laying the points. I'm laying the points tonight with the Patriots. I think Drake May is way too strong. I'm going to put out my Cup of Joe with that, so stay tuned for that Cup of Joe. Remember also that Winnipeg is in a revenge spot after Seattle beat them 3-0 back on October 23rd. That was the weirdest game. Connor Hellebuck was that bounce back, though, and you got Grubauer between the pipes for the Seattle Kraken. So if you're looking at player props tonight, I'm going to look at Kyle Connor and Mark Scheifele combined for a point parlayed here for the Winnipeg Jets. That's what I'll do. And then when I look at the Isles and Vegas, I'm going to do Vegas with Mitch Marner for a point, and then I'm going to look at Bo Horvat for the goal. You guys can build parlays however you want with these. I kind of did some same game parlays, kind of like did a long shot as well. I took Nathan MacKinnon for 2+ goals, and then Gabriel Landeskog. I think he gets Nathan MacKinnon 2+ points. Don't get me wrong. Gabriel Landeskog for a goal tonight. He has scored the first goal in his last 3 home games versus the Sabres. I think Gabriel Landeskog comes out strong. Look for Alex Tuch and Tage Thompson to record a point each for the Sabres. Macklin Celebrini for 2+ points, Will Smith for 2+ points, and Nazem Kadri for a point for the Calgary Flames. The other 2 are for the San Jose Sharks. I know you guys know that. Alex Ovechkin for a goal for Washington. I'm going to stay off Columbus and Edmonton. There is a ton of playmakers out there, but I didn't end up putting any in. I looked at David Pastrnak and Morgan Geekie for Boston, and then Montreal. We got to talk Montreal. I think Montreal is in for a big night versus Dallas. Dallas is such a hot team, you guys, but this Montreal Canadiens team, they're young, they're fast, they're scrappy out there, and I'm going to go with some power play goals. So let's look at the power play points out there for these teams. I haven't got them in yet. I'm excited to see the numbers. Mikko Rantanen for the power play points, only +135. Can't touch it. I would look at Wyatt Johnson, though. He's getting you +155 for the power play point for Dallas. Nick Suzuki for the power play point. Hell yeah. +190. You got Lane Hudson at +220. Caulfield at +250. Damodoff at +300. I can't go wrong with any of these guys, right? Like, I look at Suzuki, Hudson, Caulfield, Damodoff, and I'm just automatically wanting to sign up for the Montreal Canadiens for their power play points. I really do think they come out and get there. Celebrini all day long, and Johnson for the power play point. Yeah, you got to look at those power play points tonight, you guys. I think they're converting. Mikko Heiskanen 2+ assist cashed 4 times, 4 games straight. Charlie, that is a great call for sure. So you guys, all the best. You got to go with Damodoff there as well. Dorofeev. You're going to go with Dorofeev. Sorry. Trying to read the small print on this some days. Vegas is in a slump. Yeah, let's fade Vegas. You guys, let me know what your favorite dog is out there on the ice. They are barking across the slate. Stay tuned. My Cup of Joe is going to be posted. Don't forget, I am on Wager Talk tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern. So you guys want to join me for that. And exciting things happening with Betting Pros. We'll be live on Betting Pros Monday night before the Monday Night Football game kicks off as well on YouTube. So you guys, I can't wait for all of the new places that you can find me here over on YouTube. Make sure you do stay tuned to everything that is going on so you get all of these best bets. But I will put out my Cup of Joe right away. That will be Thursday night football. It's going to be hot. You're so welcome, Charlie. I'm so appreciative of you guys that join me here on the daily. Everyone that watches after as well. I know it's so hard to watch a live show. I'm going to try to get these bookmarks up as soon as possible here today. Today is hectic, you guys. Not going to lie. I'm so excited for when Thursday night football kicks off tonight and I can leave my office and sit down on my couch and start watching this game, even if it's a clunker because the Jets can't do anything. I'm just excited for that part of my day. Let me know what you're excited for tonight on the ice in Thursday night football. I'm going to have the games on the ice, Thursday night football on. It's going to be an epic night here in the Madden house. Let me know where you guys are watching, but appreciate you guys so much. Okay, Cam James, are you actually watching down in Australia? Because if you are, big shout out to you down in Australia there. I was actually born in Barrel, so just outside of Sydney. So when you guys hear those weird inflections in my is it the word inflections? The weird kind of like A's instead of O's. Yeah, okay. So you're watching Cam James down there. It's because I moved here at 15 and I tried to mimic the Canadian accent. It's stuck mimicking the Canadian accent, except for on a couple words, especially as I start to talk faster. And I still read like an Australian. So when I see a word, I want to pronounce it as an Australian would. Yeah, Southern Highlands girl. Yeah, out in Barrel. So it's crazy. Let me know where you're at. But you guys, all the best in all of your bets. I'm excited for tonight. It should be a big night. Let's make some freaking money out there. We will be back here tomorrow. We got a smaller slate tomorrow. I should be good to go live at 1 p.m. Eastern. So stay tuned, you guys. Let's make some freaking money. Until then, be safe, be good out there. So we'll see you tomorrow.